This is a presentation of our mobile clinical decision support application that we created called myocardial infarction CDS application. So now we're going to go through the process of showing you how to create that application and how to run it, and at the end we'll also tell you any issue or problem we encounter while creating it. First, we're going to talk about the system requirement to do that application. So you need Windows. You could use it on Windows or also on any Mac application, Mac iMac or Mac phone to create it. But at the same time, there's a process to go to create. You need a Gmail account. So first, you need to go to Gmail, and also you'll have to create an account if you don't have one. If you already have one, you could also log in directly to it. So we're gonna show you the link to do it. First, we use MIT App Inventor to create that application, and for you to find MIT App Inventor, you go to that link that we provided here. It will take you directly to the MIT App Inventor. Once again, with your Gmail account, you could actually log in. So I'm gonna log in right now. So this is the application. So from here we have the application that we created, and that's what came up on our screen right now. But actually we have we could have new project and stuff, all the blocks and the whole setting here, where we have on one side here we have the palette, we have the viewer here, we have the components, and we have the properties. And remember, you need to download this app, you do need your Gmail account so that you could log in and create it. First, we have that project here, but we have different screen of that application that we did to go to each level, because as you could see, we had a tree so that we could we had a patient that came with pain, chest pain, and we go to the tree and we're gonna show each step. But first, I wanted to show how we go to the interface and the viewers and all these other projects in there to make it simple. So as you can see, now we have the designer face where we have the button. We have different button here. You have the button, checkbox, you have the picker, image, and label, and so on. We have layout, how you want to lay out your everything, like horizontal table. We have media, what you could use, any type of camera or player or sound, drawing, and we have the map, sensors, and so on. So that's one side of the palette. Here you have the viewers, where you could you move anything you have from the palette to the viewers to put it there. So as you could see, we have the screen that we move, we have the label, we have image, we have also the click to button, and then text to speech. Also, that's how you run the application to make it speak the way you would. But as you could see, we have different level screen. So we from one screen, when the patient came to screen one, that's our first page, the introduction page. This is the first page. You have the home page that has the application name, the home button, and then your button to click. So if you want to see how we created that page, you go to the block designer. Here you have the design version, and this is the blocks. This is exactly how we created that first page you saw here with the click to button. Let's begin kid. As you can see, you have some control button that you can find here. You have control button. You have and text button that you see here. We put some text. Also, we use label button that we had, and then also some image, and the click to begin that we have here. You have different blocks, and in addition to that, we have the text to speech. Whatever you want them to speech, they will use the text to speech button that we put here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different buttons that we put together so that it will give you that first page here with the click to begin. And whenever you click that click to begin, which you not this, it's gonna say let's begin, and then you go directly, you act to the second screen. So you tell the system to read the let's to begin, and then you open the second screen automatically. So you will see that when we're running our app. So screen 2, same thing. We have different component that we found from the user face. We have level 2. We have a button here, which is the audio button, as you can see here. We got here from the button, and then we have the yes or no button that we created also from the user interface, and you could see it here on the label here. Each label has a button, and then we have the go back button that's here. We also have canvas that we put, and then some label, the label one that we will read the questions, and then also we have the text to speech that's gonna read whatever we put in the audio, or whenever you click a button, it will speak the text that you have in that block. And then also we did some design where you see the background and stuff we have that we put within the screen. The screen, you could choose whatever background you want. As you can see, a background image here. We choose that image of the background, and you could always fit it to screen or whatever. So there's always the property of each button. You could make it rounded, and everything else will look like this on your viewer page. So you're gonna have you do that step first to choose your viewer and your component, but you always will go to the blocks to make the system run it. So as you can see, we have the first block where on our page we have when the patient come, and then you want them to read, does the patient have a typical or atypical engine or pattern. So the application will read that text for you, so with the audio. And then this is the different button that you say. If you say yes, you will go to screen 3. If you say no, you go to screen 5, which we have other setting. And also you could go back, you go to screen 1, which is your home page, as you can see. So we go to the next screen. You have screen 3, same thing also from the designer side. Screen 3, we have a new question, we put label, we put the audio, we put the buttons, yes or no, and then the go back button, and then the home button all here with the different arrangement we have. And as you could see, this, when we go to the block level, same thing. We have at least like 4 different levels where the first audio will speak is the EG normal. That's what it's gonna speak. And if you say yes, it will give you that text, and then it will take you to screen 4. If you say no, it will read you evaluate as an inpatient, and this you will stay there, or if you want to go home, you could always go home button or go back, and so on. We have screen 4 will be the same way up to we design the same level up to screen 6, which is our last screen that we have, that we created, that has that same design, same process and everything else with the designer block. And that shows you the whole level of the first question, your answer keys, and even if you want to go back or go forward. So all this is being done on the viewer, and then you have the components that you see on this side, and then you have your properties. This is how you arrange all your components to make it fit or make it rounded. So once you finish creating your app, you go to connect. This is where you could connect it to 3 levels. You could either connect it to an AI component. The AI component will be you scan it to your phone. That could happen like this. This scanner will scan, and then you will open your phone, which we will show in our other video when we're gonna actually run the applications. That's one way to do it. You could either connect to emulator. That emulator is not working on my computer because I'm using a Mac. The Mac doesn't have the way of running the own simulator, and I could show you an example of the simulator. Just the simulator will be looking like this. Is a simulator here, this one that will have to show on our computer. if you're running on the computer. But since we're gonna run it on a phone, we're just gonna scan that QR code on our phone, and you come up on our phone. And the third one will be a USB, where you could put it on a USB, and you could go anywhere with it and stuff. So this is the process of using whatever we have on our computer to move it into a phone, or could move it on the computer. But in our case, we move it into a phone, and then we will run it to a phone, and you will see how we do run it to a phone. But this is the process, plus or minus, of whatever we did on the MIT App Inventor. As I say again, make sure you have a Gmail account. Make sure you have the system that could run it. Most likely, you could run it on online, like we're doing now. Everything is done online, and then once you want to run an application, you could connect it to your phone. But in other cases also, you could save the whole file. If you download the whole file, MIT, with the whole file component on your computer, you could run it on your computer. But in my case, I wasn't able to do that because of whatever I'm using. And even if we did try with some Android, with some other Windows computer, we weren't able to download the simulator. So I think the only way we could have done it so far, it was to do it on online, mean using the cloud system. Everything is saved online on our account, on Gmail account, and then once we're done with the setting, once we're done with the application, we run it onto our phone, which we'll do shortly in the next video. So far, all right. Thank you. Okay, as we did already, we went through the process of downloading the app, process of doing the whole process of running the app. So now we're gonna actually go into running the app. And to run the app, you have to go to scan the QR code on the system. So this is from the AI app online. So we scan the QR code. As you can see, it will take about 5 to 6 seconds to upload. Now you see it upload the app on our phone. So this is the front page of our app with the title. We see home page, title, myocardial infarction CDS application, and on the bottom you could see there's a button to start the application. So now a patient will present himself to a clinic or to a hospital, or even a patient could be using that app to see whenever they have some complication in the heart. So first one, you have to enter the app. You click to begin. So let's begin. So now, as a patient, you have pain. You have a heart pain. So the first process will tell you, we could listen it to the audio, and we will see. Does the patient have a typical or atypical anginal pattern? Pain, radiation, or diaphoresis are cardiac risk factors. So now, based on the project that we have, this is the first wording of anybody that present with heart, some type of heart pain. They go through the process. So you could read it as a patient or as a clinician who will do that. So now as you could see, there's two options. You could either say, if the patient feels those factors, you say yes. And then as soon as you say yes, it will bring you to a next level 3, which if you want to listen to the question. Is the ECG normal or near normal? So now the clinician will know what type of test they did, and whatever they did, was it normal or was it not normal? Same thing again. If you think it was normal,
measure troponin level 6 to 72 hours after the onset of chest pain.
so they will give you a next directive to do on level 4 when they did that. So
are troponin levels normal?
So same directive also. So as a clinician, you will get that question. So with the information that you have in hand, if you say yes,
consider outpatient evaluation for patients with low cardiac risk, perform stress ECG. For patients with moderate risk or abnormal ECG, perform stress test with perfusion scan.
So
for patients with high risk, perform angiography.
So this was the directive for somebody with high level of troponin. The clinician also, if in the other case it doesn't have that high level, you say no.
Evaluate as an inpatient.
So they will tell you to evaluate that patient as an inpatient. So if you, as you could see on our app, we do have to go back to the lower level, or we could go home. So if we go back, because in each place we did say yes or no, we go back to level 2 where we had the patient in the beginning. Does he have a typical pattern? If we did say no on this one, it would take us to another level, which is level 5, and there's a question that show up, and we're gonna.
Is there clinical suspicion for pulmonary embolism?
That question will come up again with the clinician or the patient, the nursing that taking care of the patient. If you say yes,
calculate Wells score. See table 4.
So that's another directive. They tell you if the patient comes up with that suspicion, and same way if it's no, it will take you to a different level, which is level 6, and there's another question that comes up.
Does the patient have fever, egophony, or dullness to percussion?
So you have that comes up. So as a clinician also, you
calculate Wells score. See table 4.
So that's another, they give you another directive if you say yes. If you say no,
has the patient had spontaneous fright, anxiety, palpitation, dyspnea, or faintness in the past 6 months?
So that's our last level we get to, because this is where the requirement was. Then again, you could go back to the previous level. You go to level I think level 5. Level 4 you say
evaluate
no.
As an inpatient.
That's another level. I think level 2, to show you all the level we went to. So level 2 you say no, brings you to level 5. Level 5 we didn't say no. If you say no in level 5, you give you to the fever level, but you say yes.
Calculate Wells score. See table 4.
So that's another directive the whole app will tell you. So in each level you get, in each question you get, you could either answer yes or you answer no, and it will take you to another level where either you could take inpatient, or you could either have a set of procedure that you have to follow. So if you want, when you finish with the whole process, the best thing, you could go always press home, you go home, or even if you think there's a question you didn't answer right, or you need more, you could always go home and restart the whole process. And then also I wanted to go over a couple of challenges we did find trying to download the software and run the simulator on our computer. So also you have to make sure you try Windows or iOS system, because none of them was available to open the simulator. So that's why we had to use the phone version instead of using the simulator on our computer. So we also noticed the wording of the